So today we're going to talk about a certain phrase that you hear often in political conversation or debates, one that people who lean right-wing usually say, though it's not always them, but most of the time it is. And that's whenever someone complains about something that's happening in their country, let's say specifically the United States, they complain about a policy or a piece of culture or an action or just anything vaguely political. Lots of right-wingers respond with, well, if you don't like it, then move out of this country. And that phrase annoys me to no end, because it's so moronic. There's a number of inferences you can get when someone says that, and all of them make absolutely no sense. It's just like, we have freedom of speech in this country. I can criticize anything I want. As a citizen, I have the right to criticize something that my government's doing, or criticize the country that they're doing because I'm born in this country and I have a say. First Amendment rights, vote who I want to vote in to make the changes I want to make, stuff like that. So why are you trying to shut me down? It sounds like you don't have a response to whatever the person is criticizing. You just want to shut it down. You're just like, we don't like it. If you don't like it, then move out. Well, I don't want to move out. That's the thing. I love this country. I want to stay here. I want to live here. I want to improve it. I want to change in it. So that's why I'm saying I don't like this. Like, I don't know why people have this logical, I don't know, framework, I guess you can call it, that A leads to B, where it's like, you criticize something that the country's doing, or the government's doing, therefore, that means this person hates his country and he shouldn't live there. It's just like, no, you just jumped the gun way fucking hard on that one, because that's not what I said at all. And that's, like, I don't know where you got that from, But right-wingers usually use it against left-wing people whenever they say something, complaining about something. Specifically, this has been used recently with the kneeling during the national anthem and football games. I'm only going to talk about briefly because I don't want to jump on that bandwagon, and I think it's a non-issue. I think it's completely fucking retarded. Not only about 57 more important issues going on in the world and the country besides that one, but since that topic brought up this phrase, because when the football players kneel, people are saying, well, they hate this country, they should just move out. It's just like, well, no, they don't hate this country. They love this country. That's why they seek to improve it. I don't agree with their political stance on the issue. We'll get to that later. But that doesn't mean they have the rights. Doesn't mean they don't have the right to say what they believe and engage in nonviolent protest. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of topics to cover. Try to keep this coherent. The main problem I have with this phrase, if you don't like this country, then move out, is because at least one point in your life, everyone in this country has complained about one thing about the country or the government somehow in their life. There is no one who likes every single thing, okay? It just doesn't happen. So, using your logic, if someone complains about a policy the government did, or an action that the government did, or the culture, whatever, if every single time someone complained about something, you just say just move out, then that means every single person in this country should move out of this country, because no one agrees with everything that this country does. Your statement makes no sense. For example, when right-wingers constantly complain about Obama for 8 years, which rightfully so, I'm not saying they're wrong, imagine if Democrats came up and said, well, if you don't like this country, then move out. We elected this president. Fair and free election. He's in charge now. We are enacting policies that we want. If you don't like it, then get out. Can you imagine the right-wingers sitting there and just speaking like, but I don't want to move out of this country because I was born here, I'm American, I love this country. I just don't like the policies that you're enacting. That's why I'm criticizing them. I mean, just imagine if it was reversed. It would make no sense, yet people constantly use this phrase. And that's why it's so fucking retarded. That's why it fucking pisses me off. And that's why I'm just... got a little frenzy there. It's so stupid. It literally contributes nothing to the conversation. It only tries to shut down the arguments without making a valid point. It just sounds like you can't come up with a rebuttal to someone criticizing a policy that the government's doing or something about the country. So you just want to shut down the argument before it gets out of hand. You're just like, well, if you don't like it, then leave. Without I respond with, again, I've already said this, but where did you get that inference? Where? What? I just don't understand. I love this country. That's why I'm seeking to improve it or change it the way I believe that it should be changed. So your statement literally makes no sense. It does nothing to me, so try again. It's sad that I have to use the example of the right-wingers complaining about Obama and the Democrats, if they said, well, if you don't like the changes we're enacting, or you don't like government policy, then get out of this country. It's sad that I have to reverse it in order for people to understand how retarded the statement is, because you should just be able to look at it just how it is and see that it's retarded. But you can't, because you're blinded by partisan ideology. I'm trying to explain to you that it's not right for right-wingers to do it against left-wingers. It's not right for left-wingers doing it right-wingers. It's flat out just a stupid statement that contributes nothing. It should never be uttered ever again. Just because I criticize the government, which I do in almost every single one of my videos, doesn't mean I hate this country. There's no connection between the two statements. The government is completely separate from the country. Just because I criticize the culture, something like mainstream American culture that I don't like, doesn't mean that I hate this country. I mean, I don't like this. I want it to return to the way it was, or I want it to change something different, you know? So what is the problem? You act like everyone who criticizes a right-wing government is just an American-hating commie or fascist or whatever, and it's just like, well, what if I reversed it, and then when the Democrats were in control from 2008 to 2010, if they painted every single conservative as a American-hating, radical, right, whatever buzzword you want to come up with. I mean, it makes no fucking sense. You're just trying to put down the argument before it's even being made. Now we're going to touch briefly on the kneeling issue before we wrap up this video. It's going to be a short video because basically it's not a lot of points to go through. It's just that when this phrase is uttered, as is uttered almost every single time a political issue comes up between Democrats and Republicans, which is like every 36 seconds, you know, but I just hate this phrase. It just shows me that you have no argument. You can't listen to opinions that are different than yours, because whenever someone says something different than you, you're just like, well, just get out. Get out of my country, which apparently it's not yours for some reason, because you disagree with me. And I don't want to hear what you have to say. Just get out of this country. Go somewhere else. So, the kneeling thing. Personally, I would never kneel during a national anthem. It's just, no, it's not something I want to do. But if someone else wants to do it, to push a political opinion, even I don't agree with it, perfectly fine for them to do that. I literally do not give a shit who kneels, who puts their hands over their heart, who crosses their arms, you know, in front of them whenever they national anthem or behind their back, whatever you want to do. It's just like, there are literally 367 more important things to worry about in the world than what someone does during the national anthem. I just don't give a shit. People are like, you're disrespecting the flag, you're disrespecting the culture. You know, no, America is disrespecting itself. Respect is earned, not given. It is not automatically entitled to respect just because you're America. No, you have to earn it, and this country has not fucking earned it. Coach Popovich, the coach of the Spurs, my favorite basketball team, favorite team ever. Another reason why I love him. He says America is an embarrassment to the world. And he's right. Have you talked with people from around the world? Yeah, probably not. Probably not a lot, because you're a closed little bubble where everyone agrees with you. But when you talk with other people across the world, I'm not just talking about Trump. No, America has been an embarrassment for decades. No, it's not Trump. Not just Obama, not Bush, not Clinton. America has been an embarrassment to the world for decades now. We sit there and we give billions of dollars of foreign aid to dictators, terrorists, fascists, oligarchs, religious extremists, whatever, and then we turn around and go to the UN and say, we believe in human rights, in democracy, in freedom for all. And then everyone's just sitting there just like, who are you fooling? Besides your own dumb retarded people, your own citizens who are so stupid, you know, they don't know why Iraq is in a map. And besides those retards, who else are you fooling? No one else. Everyone in the world is just like, who are you fooling? You're not fooling any of us. We all know you are a complete sham. You are a liar, a pathological, habitual liar who does not care about any of the values that you say when you go to the UN or you go to some international forum or whatever. It's just like, America's been an embarrassment for far too long. Now, does that mean I hate America? No, I hate its actions. I don't hate the country. That's why I stay here. You know, out of all the countries that I could live in, America sucks, but it's the least suckiest, which is why I'm here. That doesn't mean I don't have the right to criticize it or say, you know, we shouldn't do those things. We shouldn't be a hypocrite with our actions versus what we say on the international stage. You know, we shouldn't give money to terrorists and then say, oh yeah, we're fighting a war on terror when we're funding the people we're fighting. I mean, it's just, how retarded is that? But we're getting off topic. You know, it's just because I criticize that policy, for example, doesn't mean I hate America. It doesn't mean I hate this country. It just flat out doesn't. Let's take, for example, let's put it in a personal situation. Your friend. He's your friend. You love him. He's funny. You hang out. Whatever. But he has a drinking problem. You know? And you come to him and say, you know what? You've got to cut this out. You know, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting your job. You're hurting your family. Whatever. You got to cut this shit out. And he's just like, you're not my friend. You're criticizing me. What the hell are you talking about? I'm just sitting here just like, I'm trying to help you out, dude. I'm trying to make a change in your life that I think would be for the better. I'm trying to help you out because I love you. That doesn't mean I hate you. Criticism equals hate. Okay, what? What world are we in? Oh yeah, we're in retarded. We're in 2017 in this timeline. That's what we're in, apparently. It just makes no sense. It's just the cognitive disconnect these people have in living their lives. Right-wingers constantly complain about government interference, government overreach, whatever. Yet Democrats, by and large, do not use the phrase, well, if you don't like this country, you don't like what's happening, then get out and leave. They usually don't do it. I haven't seen much instances of Democrats doing that. But as soon as Democrats complain about something that right-wingers are doing, then Republicans jump on the bandwagon and say, well, if you don't like this country, then get out. For the millionth time, we never say we don't like this country. Don't put words in our mouth. Just flat out do not put words in my fucking mouth. I say what I mean, and that's it. Again, one sentence summary of this video. If you are operating by the logic that criticism of this country or its culture, its government, its actions, whatever, equals hating this country, and then you should leave, that means all 330 whatever million people in this country should leave. Everyone should just vacate America. It should just be empty. Because I can guarantee you talk to every single person in this country, they have at least one problem with something that's going on in the world. No one thinks this country is perfect, or that our culture is perfect, or that, you know, just society in general is perfect. No one fucking thinks it's perfect, okay? There's always one little thing that someone thinks is wrong. So by your logic, everyone should just leave. What?